I spent 3 weeks in Malawi, 4 days in Paris, 8 days in Belgium, 5 days in Porto, Portugal, 3 days in Barcelona, and then I spent about 2 weeks in the Florida Keys.
I'm traveling alone in Spain and Barcelona right now at the beautiful Park Güell, designed by the architect Antonio Gaudi.
She's all about the culture and wanting to see what make people tick. I think that's one of the most passionate things about her is her curiosity about the world.
Christopher Columbus' statue is over my left-hand shoulder here, and he was really...
I traveled through Colorado and Wyoming up through Yellowstone National Park for my book tour. I've been running workshops mainly focused on teen writers in libraries and small bookshops, some author readings, things like that.
Some of my favorite pictures are just showing her the excited young lady that she has come to be. She's always kind, always wanting to be challenging herself.
As I sit here writing in this very same spot that I was sitting in almost exactly 12 years ago, I made it. Like, that's the big thing. I made it these 12 years. And
I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 1. So bipolar disorder, commonly called manic depressive disorder, has the 2 highs and lows. So there's the panic that goes along with it, but then there's the elation, and so it's exhausting.
My senior year of high school, as an exchange student in Belgium, I came over to Paris for the weekend, which is called the Blanche Nuit, where museums...
So there's the panic and fear and this idea that I'm just going to be torn apart from the inside, and then the elation of striding through life like I can conquer anything and I'm invincible.
Pretty close. And it was a fabulous weekend. I was partying with fire dancers, I was walking high on Renaissance walls, like I was really sped up. I was intoxicating, I was making friends everywhere. I spent 10 hours in the Louvre, but a week later I was on top of my host parents' house back in Belgium, threatening to jump.
And then I also have undergone a lot of treatment for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, due to childhood sexual abuse as well as rape. One reason I went to Barcelona was because I had kind of very bipolar experiences there, bipolar experiences in Paris, that I hadn't even realized the full extent until I actually visited again, 12 years later. Having bipolar disorder means that I have to be constantly prepared when I'm going, so that means understanding, even looking up psychiatrists and therapists in the area, the psych wards, what the policies are in each different country, so that if I go and something bad does happen, and I really try to analyze what the worst case scenario is, what might that be, and how would I rely on anyone that I am with, who can I, trust, how do I get in touch with family back home if something does go wrong. Even right now in this instance, sitting here right in this moment in Paris as a 29-year-old, I know someone knows where I am. I know that I have a backup plan, an emergency plan, I have emergency pills in my purse, like constantly. I actually feel pretty accomplished right now. I graduated high school in 3 years, I've lived on 4 continents, learned 5 languages, written 11 novels, and so I have all of these things, but I'm actually only functional about 50% of my life. But I am very proud of having published my book in the last year. It's the first in a series of 10, the second one coming out in a couple months, and so that's really exciting because there is a strong mental health component, advocacy component. The main character has bipolar disorder, even though she lives in a sci-fi fantasy universe, so that's actually been really useful for my recovery.
There's no healing for this, and that blew me away because I know God is good and God is great, and if I break my bone, He can heal that. Why can't He help the head? I've been going to a support group for families, try to figure out how to support someone with mental illness. And there were people there that cut the ties to their children, won't talk to them, won't see them, won't help them. I can't fathom that. I can't be that person. So whatever she needs, however she wants to behave toward me, I'll take it because I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere.
I would say that what I'm most proud of, honestly, is being able to communicate with my family and be a productive member of my family. Like, when things are really bad, the biggest accomplishment is making sure I survive. And then the next step up from that is making sure that I'm worthy of survival. And to me, that's friends and family and how I interact with them. So advice that I would give to someone, especially, a 16-year-old where, someone who was in my place when they were first diagnosed or first experiencing these kind of things would be, first and foremost, like, be fearless with yourself. So in that, I mean, don't be afraid to be yourself. Because you have this sudden diagnosis or these difficulties that are coming at you, you can still be fearless in anything that you're going forward with in life. You know, you have to educate yourself, hands down. That's the second thing, is educate yourself, inform yourself, and also advocate for yourself.
Be patient with your child. Love them. Trust the process. Don't cut your kids loose. They need you. Time is your friend.
I really feel that I have to be fearless about having my mental illness. And I've really shown that in the way that I've lived, in that, you know, I'm fearless in travel, I'm fearless in work, I'm fearless in school. And I most recently had to decide to be fearless in love as well. And that has been a huge step for me, to think that I can have that type of affection and commitment with someone. You have to be fearless in every way, and fearless in pursuit of yourself and the way that your mental illness shapes you, but doesn't have to define you.